Hello there, welcome back to our grammar lesson. We are still on prepositional phrase. Now we discussed the functions of prepositional phrase and let's find out how they are used in the following sentences. Now here in the sentence, which prepositional phrase may function as an adverb or as an adjective? You are correct. Number 1, the prepositional phrase on my table, once again, functions as an adjective, while on the second sentence, on my table, this prepositional phrase functions as an adverb. Now, let's try to do this one. The Chiang Kai-shek basketball team played at the Araneta Coliseum. Number 2, Charles was unhappy with his job. Number 3, the students played with great skill. Number 4, the trees near the park are colorful. Number 5, the man with a mask frightened the children. The book beside the portfolio contains a letter. Can you please underline the prepositional phrase? What are you going to do? Look for prepositions first or preposition in each sentence and make sure it is preceded by its object. Can you do that? Okay, and here are the answers. For number 1, at the Araneta Coliseum is your prepositional phrase that may function as an adverb. Why an adverb? Because it modifies the word played and answers the question where. Where did the basketball team play? The answer, at the Araneta Coliseum. Number 2, Charles was unhappy with his job. With his job refers to or describing the adjective unhappy. That's why with his job is a prepositional phrase that functions as an adverb. Number 3, the students played with great skill. With great skill, modifying the verb played or the action word played answers the question, how did the students play? With great skill. That's why it is an adverb modifying the verb played. Number 4, the prepositional phrase is near the park. Near the park refers to or describes the subject trees, which is a noun. Therefore, this prepositional phrase functions as an adjective. Remember, it modifies the subject, which is a noun. How about number 5? The man with the mask frightened the children. The question is, which man? Which one? With a mask. The man with the mask. So here, with a mask refers to or describes the subject man, which is a noun. Therefore, this prepositional phrase is an adjective. Number 9, the book beside the portfolio. Which book? Beside the portfolio. So this one refers to or describes the subject book. That's why this is an adjectival prepositional phrase. I hope you did understand what is a prepositional phrase and how does it function in a sentence. Now let's go to another phrase, which is another type of phrase modifier, and that would be infinitive phrase. Now, like prepositional phrase, infinitive phrase may also function as an adverb or an adjective. Let's have another phrase, infinitive phrase. When we say infinitive phrase, a phrase that begins with an infinitive, to plus verb. Now, they are called verbals because they look like verb, but they do not function as verbs in a sentence, but they function as another part of speech. That's why they are called verbals. So the first verbal we have here as a phrase that may function as an adjective or an adverb is no other than infinitive. So the form to, infinitive plus modifiers. This could be noun plus adjective, and or it could be to plus verb. So take note that infinitive phrase may function as a noun, adjective, and adverb. Look at this example. Can you tell me the infinitive phrase in each sentence? Sheila doesn't have the ability to influence other people. James writes essays to influence other people. Now for number one, what is the infinitive phrase? Remember, to plus verb plus other words to make it a phrase. To plus verb is only an infinitive, not a phrase. So you need to add another word or complement to make it a phrase. So we have here, find the word to, and then you have influence, which is a verb, and other words or complement. Now to influence other people. So other people here is the object of the infinitive influence. Now, and that would be your infinitive phrase. For number two, to influence other people. That's another infinitive phrase. The question is, how do these infinitive phrases function in a sentence? Let's find out. For number one, we have here to influence other people. It functions as an adjective. The question is why? Because it modifies the direct object ability. Now, ability here, remember that the direct object is always a noun or a pronoun, but here, ability here is a noun. Sheila, which is your subject, doesn't have, which is your verb, and ability doesn't have what? Ability, which is your direct object, a noun. Since what kind of ability? Ability to influence other people. So this infinitive phrase refers to the noun ability or modifies the noun ability. That's why this infinitive phrase functions as an adjective. How about number two? Even though they are the same, but they function in different ways depending on the word they modify. James writes essays to influence other people. Now, this is James is your subject, writes is your verb, essays is your direct object, which is a noun. The question is, does the infinitive phrase to influence other people refers to or describes the direct object essays? If we're gonna ask the questions, what kind of essays? To influence other people? No, it does not answer the question. But rather, it answers or refers to or modifying the verb writes. This phrase refers to the verb writes. Why? The question now here is, why does James write essays? To influence other people. So this one answers the question why, modifying the verb. That is why this infinitive phrase is used as an adverb. Even though they have the same position, but if you try to analyze, these infinitive phrases refer to different part of speech. For number one, it refers to the noun or describes the noun ability. That's why it's an adjective. For number two, it modifies or describes the verb rights. That's why it's an adverb. So you really have to analyze well before answering or knowing the function of the infinitive phrase. So how about this one? Infinitive phrase versus prepositional phrase. Remember, to is also a preposition. But you have to remember this, that to plus verb is infinitive phrase, while to plus noun is a prepositional phrase, or to plus noun or pronoun. Take note of that. To plus noun or pronoun is a prepositional phrase. Let's try to look at these examples here. Number one, she is helpful to everyone. You have here the to and then followed by a pronoun everyone, indefinite pronoun everyone. Therefore, this is not an infinitive phrase but rather prepositional phrase. How about number two? To followed by a verb help. Therefore, this is an infinitive phrase. Clear? Keep that in mind. To plus verb, infinitive, but to plus noun or pronoun is a prepositional phrase. Now, let's focus more on infinitive phrase. Can you tell me or identify the infinitive or infinitive phrase and tell me how they are used in the sentence? For number one, I sat down to rest. Number two, I agree with his plan to start a diet program this week. He will stay in Canada for weeks to go skiing. Shane, number four, will visit the cafe on the next street to meet her friends. Bill bought Brittany a bouquet of flowers to show his love. The best person to call in this situation is Mr. Jones. Now, can you point out the infinitive phrase and tell me how they are used? Are they used as an adjective or an adverb? See you on my next video with your answers. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.